it's the dumbest bill in America, and it is taxing people out of state, even when they live here, for only 90 days plus 1 day. So all you have to do is live here for 90 days, and Maryland wants to tax you. We have with us the Honorable Ryan Nawrocki from Baltimore County. With us, he's a member of the Maryland House of Delegates. Welcome, Ryan.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate being here. And only in Annapolis will we come up with ideas like these.
Exactly. So listen to this. Maryland Democrats, everybody, they're running out of other people's money. And you know that because they're trying to find all of these weird things to tax and to fee to death. So now their thing is, well, if you're in Maryland for 6 months and a day, you're a resident. All right, that's kind of like the standard across the country. Maryland Democrats are so desperate for your money that if you live here for just 90 days, which is 3 months plus 1 day, you are now a Maryland resident, even if you spend the rest of the year 9 months in Florida or in Virginia or Delaware. So Ryan, you have a story about this.
Absolutely. So of course, my dad has been successful and, we have a success tax. I also think this is a tax on success, Mark. He's looking to retire in Delaware because it's better to retire there than Maryland. So what this bill would tell my dad is, hey, you're only going to get to see your grandkids 90 days out of the year. So pick the 90 soccer matches or baseball games or whatever that are the most important. We can't see you for the rest of the year because we're going to tax you otherwise.
How do they prove that you're even sleeping in Maryland?
That's a great question.
So your dad is in Delaware, let's say he does move there and he comes back to Maryland and he spends time spending night with you and maybe your siblings or what have you. How do they know?
I don't know. Maybe
they're going to audit you?
Maybe Delegate Charkoudian is going to be looking in people's houses to see if they're there. I don't know.
So listen to this, podcast listeners. Delegate Charkoudian of Tacoma Park, Maryland, the nuclear-free zone of Maryland, she offered House Bill 183. That's the House number. Look it up. And it's trying to tax people who don't even live here if they spend 91 days here. It's just ridiculous. So Ryan has this story of why so many Marylanders are leaving the state. So Marylanders are going to leave the state because of this, because of all the other taxes and all other fees of Maryland Democrats in Westmore. But to show you how bad things are getting in the greater Baltimore area, where Ryan represents, I was born and raised there, they have squatters. They have this massive squat. Do you know when you are living in the fall of the Roman Empire, when you have squatters living in houses because no one else wants to live there? So Ryan has a story about this, and I'm going to put up a picture. It's a funny story. Listen to this.
So we introduced a bill recently that would crack down on this kind of behavior. And we've had a flood of people from across the state sending us information about their personal experiences with squatters. And
living in the neighborhood.
That's right? Exactly right.
Okay. Yeah.
One lady sent us a picture of someone squatting while they're squatting in a house. Literally.
They're on the second floor.
Yeah,
right?
They're on the second floor
They open the window.
Yep, going number 2 out the window.
They stuck their butt out the window.
That's exactly right.
Because obviously, if it's a house that's not functioning, that means they don't have water and sewer working because they have probably public water. The public utilities probably turned off the water. So the dude's like, well, I'm not going to poop in the sink. I might as well just put my butt out the window on the second floor and poop. That works just as good, right?
Absolutely.
So we have a picture of this. And Chris, who's with us, thank you, by the way, Christopher Hopkins, who runs the podcast, he's going to put the picture up. This is a real picture in Baltimore of someone squatting. Go ahead.
Absolutely. And it's pervasive. I mean, we had a lady contact us recently, a little old lady who had gone to a nursing home to rehab her knee after surgery. She was gone for about a month from her house. She came back, someone was in her kitchen. And she couldn't get back into her own home.
They weren't really like squatting like this.
No, they were cooking breakfast.
Oh, okay. They're cooking breakfast.
They're in there making themselves a bacon. Oh, these are real.
And Democrats run these places,
absolutely.
Don't they? They're running the state into the ground. They're running my hometown, Baltimore, your hometown, the place that you love, the place I grew up. Yeah, I represent Calvert County, Maryland, but it kills me to see what they're doing. So here's the question. With Delegate Charkoudian's House Bill 183, where you have to actually live here for 90 days only to be, actually considered a Marylander and pay income tax, will the squatter have to pay like a carbon tax when he, defecates out the second floor?
Well, squatters have special rights. We can't kick them out. We can't do anything to them. We can't tax them. So no, they won't have to pay. But they could probably forage in Delegate Charkutian has another bill, a food forest bill. They can forage in one of those forests that she's got.
So how about if this guy stays there for 90 days? Does he have to pay anything as a squatter? I mean, these are just like gypsies, right? They're going from place to place and living. And once, the backyard fills up with defecation, they just move on to the next place.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's literally the case in this house. That picture, the neighborhood's complaining about all the rats that are coming because of everyone going to the bathroom out the window.
Right. And I guess rats eat anything.
They do.
Oh my. So look, podcast listeners, this bill, House Bill 183, is more proof that the Democrat Party of Maryland and Wes Moore, the governor of Maryland, they don't care how many people they push out of the state. The reason we have squatters in Maryland is because people don't even want to live in those houses anymore. So we have too many houses, too few people, and Democrats running people that have any kind of resources out of the state. You have the last word here, Ryan.
Yeah, I think that this is just one in a series of insane bills that the Freedom Caucus, the Maryland Freedom Caucus, is going to highlight this year. So everyone that's listening and watching, go follow the Freedom Caucus. We're the ones on the front line trying to bring some sense of sanity back to Annapolis.
You got it. And that's it for the dumbest bill in America. Thank you, Ryan Nawrocki and Christopher Hopkins. See you next time.